We'll get to the players that are in the squad, but we can start with one that isn't, and that is Millie Bright, obviously announcing her retirement. I'm just wondering if you can talk us through how it all came about.
Yeah, so at the back of the Euros we had a conversation, and of course competition has started already. And Millie told me that she was going to retire from international football, which is also now spread in the world. So yeah, I thought we had a very good conversation. Of course, she has been huge for us, for me, for the team, on and off the pitch. Also, even before I came in, she has been a great personality and a leader on and off the pitch. And I'm just really grateful that I've been just a little bit part of her journey, and grateful that she's been part of my team, because she has had a massive influence on and off the pitch, what I just said. So yeah, that's basically how it went.
You admitted before the Euros, when Millie Bright pulled out, that you respect her decision, but you'd have liked her to have been available for the summer. Did you want her to be available for the build-up to the World Cup in 2 years' time?
Yes, of course I wanted that. As the same, but like before the years, what she said, yes, she wasn't ready and she needed to get things sorted. Like she's still a very good player, so I want her in the squad. But I totally respect, understand the decision she makes for life.
Did you try to twist her arm, change her mind?
No, I don't think that's how it works that way. I think she had been thinking about it very thoroughly, what she wanted. And I think when the player makes a decision like this, when you had such an incredible career internationally, because her career is still ongoing, of course, then it's not appropriate to have that conversation, I think. I just totally respect it. And it must have been really hard to make this decision.
Katie Reid called up for the first time. How excited are you to have her in the squad, and what have you made about her start to the season?
Yeah, it's exciting for her in the first place. She started playing for Arsenal very quickly this season. Already, of course, a couple of moments last season. She has done good in the pathway too, and I just see some very good things on the pitch with her. And I hope she can show that in our environment too. I'm excited to see her in our environment and how she relates to the other players in the squad.
The fellow Arsenal player Taylor Hines is also in the squad. Can you talk us through that selection? Because obviously she's not starting too much for Arsenal, and also she hasn't long made her debut for Jamaica after, previously representing England at youth. So that doesn't sound like an easy thing to get done either.
No, we have been following Taylor for a long time. Of course, she has gone through the pathway. She has a dual heritage, so she's eligible for us. And we started having conversations. Yes, she hasn't played that much, but also we are in a new situation. We're going into a new, I won't say new era. We're going into a new cycle, going to qualify for the World Cup hopefully, and then going to the World Cup. So I want to see talented players in some positions, and she's a left footer. Yes, she didn't play that much, but we've seen a lot of her, and she did play the other day against Lyon. So yes, I had the conversation with her, and she wanted to come in, and like she feels really close to England, which she had also with Jamaica.
Was it difficult for her, considering she had pledged allegiance to another country, and that was a difficult decision, I'm sure, at the time for her to represent Jamaica?
Yeah, of course, it's difficult. Was difficult. At the same time, she's really excited to come in our environment too, and she feels connection with England, and she feels connections with Jamaica, which of course is totally understandable. And yes, she wants to see what her chances are too. And then for us and for me, it's really good to see her in our environment too, to also again see how she relates to the other players on her position.
Finally, you called up Lucy Bronze and you've called up Grace Clinton, who have both missed time with injury.
Yeah.
How are they? Are they going to be able to play 2 games in a few days?
No, they will not be able to play 2 full games in a couple of days. But Lucy's fit to play. Didn't get that many minutes yet because she just got out of her rehab, but did train a lot. And Grace will be assessed this week. She had a minor injury. I think that's what Manchester City also said. And I just didn't want to rule her out because it is a minor injury, and when she progresses really well, she can be available for us. Which I think is good. So yeah, while you referred on to, we don't have players that have played many minutes, but we can manage the minutes. Play 2 friendlies, 2 great games. But it's also an opportunity to see many players too.
Sorry, I forgot to ask. Last time we saw you, you were celebrating with Burner Boy.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You're
That
still
was
laughing
funny,
about
wasn't
it now.
it?
It
Yeah,
was very
well,
funny.
didn't have time to think, so I was so excited and I started singing and dancing, which you guys don't see that many times. Yeah, I was out of my coaching role a little bit, but I really enjoyed it, as you could tell. But we're back to business now.
What did you make of the reaction? Because everyone loved it.
Yeah, I loved it too. I thought afterwards, oh no, what did I do? But I think we enjoyed ourselves a lot, and I think, after this insane Euros, it was time to celebrate a little bit. But it was totally unexpected. Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank
Anton.
you.
We'll go across to Kit. Thank you.
Hi.
See you. Just on Millie, you said you had the conversation off the back of the Euros. Can you say kind of more precisely when that was? Was it kind of immediately after the final? Was it close to
No,
the
it
start
was
of
not
the
immediately
season?
after the final. Of course, we had
Yeah.
time to. You need to take some time for these things because these are very, very hard decisions. So, and then the competition started. We don't have to be really, really precise, but we were in contact, and this is the decision she made. I'm not going to say when, because that's up to Millie and myself, and I don't see any relevance of the time schedule. Yeah, I understand your question. This shows how hard this decision must have been for her, which I can totally understand because it's a big part of has been a big part of her life, of her football life, but also life because football is so intense and it has increased the intensity of the calendar, of the games. So it's really hard to make your final decision in that. So that's, I think, why it took a while to send that in the world.
The players retiring or at least revealing their retirement just before you guys have a game or a squad announcements becoming a bit of a trend. How concerned are you by that?
I think I don't see it as a trend. I think it says that how the game goes. I think it's a natural process that young players coming in, players that have been in an environment and come in another stage of their life or further in their career, sometimes make the decision to retire. Sometimes I tell players they won't be selected anymore, so then they retire, and I think that's a natural process. And now, of course, we had a couple, also because these players, of course, have had a tremendous career and with huge highs, and it's also time to move on for them.
Can I also ask about Lauren Hemp, because she's obviously been injured. I think Andre at City kind of hinted that there might be a chance that she'd play this weekend. Just how close was she to the squad and what's your understanding of her?
Lauren Hemp?
Yes.
No, she wasn't
situation.
close to selection.
Okay. So
No, she needed a little
you're
more
expecting
time.
her to be unavailable for a little bit longer?
She's unavailable for this camp, yeah, and hopefully she gets available quick.
Cool. And just finally, kind of looking ahead now, I suppose, looking ahead to 2027 in the World Cup, how clear is your vision of how the next 2 years are going to go? Can it be clear at this stage, or do you have to kind of plan more short term, given that you don't know what's going to happen?
Yeah. No, it's you always think a little bit further ahead. Of course, the next goal is qualifying for the World Cup and then go to the World Cup. So, of course, we're thinking long term, but then you bring it back to short term too. What we know is that we have about 10 camps before we go into the World Cup, but let's not forget to qualify first. So never ever take that for granted. And that these 2 windows, October and November, December, these 2 windows, we have the opportunity to play friendlies where you can try out things and see many players. And then hopefully, like then the draws on the 4th of November, then you play qualification for the World Cup. And if you do really well and finish well, then you have some more friendlies. But if you finish second in the group or third, you have to play playoffs. So then you don't have an opportunity to play friendlies anymore. So we know those things. What we want to get, of course, to is get as many opportunities to see many players, but also keep winning games. And yes, you know that the game is changing a lot too. So we have reviewed the Euros. We're watching other countries too. So what are the trends? What do we see from our staff play? What do we really want to develop? And that's we're on the stage now. We first have that conversation with the players how we want to move forward.
Thanks.
Thanks, Kit. Go across to Charlotte.
Hi, Sarina. Nice
Hi.
to see you. Maya Letitia, where do you see her best position? Is it right back or centre back?
I know what you want to hear. No, I think she plays centre back every single game, and I think she has good performances. But I also think that for us, her first position still is the right fullback position. But we also know she can play centre back.
And we've spoken about the euphoria of the Euros. How do you, as a manager, cope with the kind of highs and then the come down, I suppose, after such a euphoric tournament?
Yeah. Well, I just, of course, we celebrated a little bit, but then I just take a little bit time off. That's what I do and did. And then it gets, after 2 weeks, you just get, okay, let's get started again. And I actually move on really quickly too, because there's games coming up. There's a World Cup qualification coming up, and we definitely want to qualify for the World Cup and do well there too. So I'm already thinking ahead, okay, what do we need to do to have success again and to become better? That's what you can control, to become better. And what do I see developing in England?
And do you speak to the players about that? How do you equip them from, having to go again when there's not necessarily, the World Cup is a long way away?
Yeah, but time flies, eh?
When you're having fun,
Yeah.
Sarina.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's true. No, yeah, I think what we always say, of course, is it has been a massive summer again, and we won the Euros, which was incredible and is still incredible, and we'll always cherish that. And of course, we had to celebrate that a little bit. Now, this is the first time we come together again, which we will do a little bit, well, celebrate that part and get connected with our fans again, which is really nice because they've been so supportive to us in Switzerland, but also when we play here. So it's really nice to have that moment too. But at the same time, we're looking forward. When you stand still, you're lost, and the players know that, and they also know that the players, as an individual, have to improve every single day, have to show up with the club every single day, to make the chance of being selected and get playing minutes for England and be successful as high as possible.
Last question from me. You've had a lot of change to your coaching team with the departure of Anja and Arjen, and the arrival of Arvid and Janneke. Is it right?
Janneke, yeah, that's a hard.
Janneke.
Janneke. You have to think of a nickname for her then.
How does that affect you, introducing these new faces to the team, and how does it affect the players, and how do you implement them?
Yeah. Well, of course, we started working straight after the Euros. So now we haven't seen the team, but we're getting settled. So we had the handover. Then they started working, and we're getting, what I said, we're getting settled with quality coaches, with different personalities. So what I'm trying to figure out is this: okay, how are we going to share the roles and responsibilities? What do they take on? How do we collaborate together to get in the best possible position to support the team as good as possible? And we'll get started on the pitch next week, so that's exciting. It's something new, gives new energy too. But we have to get through this stage now to figure out, okay, what's the best possible way to get the best out of them, which makes it then the best for the players.
Thank you.
Thanks, Charlotte. We'll go to Natalie at Talksport. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, Sarina. Conversations about the end of players' careers, obviously we've had. I imagine they're difficult, but the conversations with the start of someone's England senior career, is that a high point for you? And do you enjoy making those calls? And how have the 3 debutants for this squad reacted to the news that they were getting called up?
Yeah, of course, that's nice to do. They were surprised, and some were a bit quieter than others. I don't think, they did expect it that much. So it's really nice to give that message. And then at the end of the day, of course, it's still a week to go. They come in, and I hope they just go out there and play football and show what they're about.
Just to follow up with regards to Taylor Hines, of course, you said that you didn't persuade Millie to stay, so I imagine you didn't you don't want to persuade someone to choose England. So were the conversations kind of always open with Taylor from the pathway to now? I guess I'm kind of wondering who made the first move.
Yeah, I made the move. I gave her a call. That we wanted to bring her in, and then the conversation started, knowing that she's eligible, of course. And yeah, of course we've been following her, but like what you want is we're here now, see what she can bring for our team and what her level is, and then we'll see what the future will bring.
Since the Euros, both Jess Park and Grace Clinton have swapped colours in Manchester. Both hit the ground running with their new teams. How surprised were you when they switched teams, and how happy are you that, of course, that they have hit the ground running?
Yeah, I was surprised. I think many were surprised. I didn't see it coming. But I think they're both, of course, Jess has played a lot. She looks in a very good place, enjoying herself, as Manchester United is in a good place. And of course, Grace, I think she's enjoying it. I've spoken to her, she's really enjoying it. And of course, she had an injury, and now she has a little niggle again. So she didn't get that many playing minutes, but she's really enjoying so far her step to City.
And the last one for me, just a word on the games, of course, being played in Derby and Manchester. How much do you and the squad like being able to take your games around the country and bring the games to fans more north of England, in the Midlands and the north, of course?
Yeah. Of course, it's nice to see fans, and it's for the fans nice when you move a bit at moments, so everyone gets an opportunity to see us. And now we're up north a little bit. And it's exciting. We haven't played in Etihad, I think, and so that's exciting. Many people come watch us, and Derby, have never played in Derby either, so it's just really nice to connect there too. And what I said before, it's so exciting to see the fans all the time. They're so enthusiastic. But even in Switzerland, that was a move too. So I heard there were like 40,000 English people in Switzerland, which is a lot, which is a grow. And we were overloaded in the stands all the time in that tournament, even when we were abroad. So that felt really good. So it's really nice to go back.
Thanks, Natalie. We'll go to Emma at BBC. Thank you.
Hey Sarina, nice to see you. Just a quick one from me really on Lucia Kendall, because I saw she was named as a midfielder in the squad. I know she's played in several positions throughout her career. I just wondered, can she be a full-back option for you as well, or do you see her as a midfielder?
Yeah, at the moment I see her as a midfielder. I think she has performed really well for Aston Villa, and I really want to see her there.
And what is it about her that's really kind of excited you?
It's like her game understanding, reading the game really well, being tough in duels, but also in possession doing well. I think her positioning, most of all positioning, game understanding, I thought was really good.
Thank you.
Thanks. Any final questions from the floor? If not, we'll see you next week. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. See you next week.